I'm Chun-Li. The reason half of you clicked on this video. You might know me as the strongest woman in the world. But today, I'm your guide to everything you need to know about the upcoming Street Fighter live-action movie. In this video, I'll introduce the key characters, break down the villains, and give you the lowdown on the cast and the plot. Oh, who do you think should play Cammy? So start thinking now, and make sure you stay till the end, because I'll be dropping some exclusive tidbits that might just blow your mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let me humbly introduce myself again. I am Chun-Li, the Queen of Thighs, the First Lady of Fighting Games, and the most cosplayed video game character ever. Okay, so here's the thing. With all these accolades, I wanted the movie to be called Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li. Cool, right? Strong, personal, unforgettable. But nope, that got shut down real fast. Wonder why? Now they're calling it Street Fighter, the World Warrior. I know, right? Before we dive into the action, let me introduce someone very special. Playing me is the incredible Liu Yifei. You might know her as Disney's Mulan, but trust me, she's trading her sword for some serious kicks in this movie. Liu Yifei is graceful, fierce, and can throw down like nobody's business. Honestly, when I heard she'd be stepping into my shoes, I couldn't have been more excited. She's got the skills, the charisma, and let's face it, she can pull off the buns flawlessly. Well, I think she's perfect for the role. What do you think? So, the movie starts with Ryu, lone wolf, mysterious wanderer, and world-class martial artist. The kind of guy who'd ghost you after a date because he has to train. Classic. Our story begins with a fight for the ages. Ryu versus Sagat, the Muay Thai emperor. Picture this. 2 warriors on a battlefield. No TikTok live streams, no hashtags trending. Just pure unfiltered combat. Sagat, of course, underestimated Ryu. Bad idea. One Shoryuken later. Sagat's chest has a permanent scar, and his ego? Obliterated. Sagat's humiliated, but you know how these things go. He'll return with a vengeance, and next time, he'll be ready. Fast forward a few months. Yours truly enters the scene. Interpol agent, martial arts extraordinaire, avenger of my father. My mission? Take down Shadaloo, the criminal syndicate spreading chaos across the globe. Who works for Shadaloo? Let's start with Vega, the self-absorbed narcissist who wears a mask like he's auditioning for Phantom of the Opera. Except, instead of dramatic love songs, he's more into slashing people with his razor-sharp claws. He's smooth, deadly, and probably spends more time in front of a mirror than the evil queen does. And honestly, probably uses more moisturizer than I do. There's also Balrog. Picture Mike Tyson, but with less charm and way more anger. Once a boxing champ, he was known for legendary headbutts and fists that packed a punch. But his ruthless tactics and illegal moves caught up with him, and he was banned for permanently injuring opponents. Though he enjoyed great fame, especially in the city of Las Vegas where he lived, he valued money more than glory, leading him to join Shadaloo, where he eventually became its chief enforcer. Oh yes, Sagat, the emperor of Muay Thai himself. He's pride, rage, and muscle all rolled into one towering package. After Ryu's Shoryuken left him with a permanent scar, his ego took an even bigger hit than his chest. Consumed by hatred and shame, Sagat fixated on one goal: defeating Ryu to reclaim his honor and the title of greatest fighter. M. Bison is the big boss, the kingpin, the guy with an empire that stretches across the globe and an ego to match. He's built Shadaloo into a criminal powerhouse, complete with his own city, Bisonopolis, and his own cryptocurrency, Bisonium. He's not just after power. No, that's too small. He wants the world under his loving grip, a utopia where everyone bows to him in gratitude. His dream? A world united under his rule, enforced by his army of perfect soldiers, all born from his twisted experiments. Cue the greatest speech in cinematic history.
And then peace will reign in the world, and all humanity shall bow to me in humble gratitude.
Now the studio had a hard time trying to find a replacement for the legendary Raul Julia, who played Bison in the 1994 movie. Eventually, they settled on Jose Zuniga, who bears an uncanny resemblance to Raul Julia. It was a big day for the studio, but for me, it was Tuesday. Why do I hate Bison? Oh, you know, he killed my father. So these are the bad guys. The good guys? There's Guile, flat-top haircut, army poster boy, a guy who probably polishes his dog tags more than his combat skills. Guile's got his own vendetta. Bison killed his best friend, Charlie. I suggested we team up to take down Shadaloo. He agrees to work with me, except I'm the one doing most of the work while he yells,
Sonic Boom!
Seriously, all he did was one good speech.
I'm gonna get on my board
And I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
He should go home and be a family man. Meanwhile, Ryu is out in the wilderness, punching waterfalls or oil barrels or something. His best friend, Ken Masters, craves a rematch because nothing says bromance like trying to punch each other unconscious. These two, you call them best friends, best rivals. I call them dumb and dumber. And then, there's Dalsim, the stretchy mystic who can set things on fire with his mind. Calm, wise, and deeply spiritual. Dalsim fights not for glory, but for the poor and oppressed, constantly raising money for his struggling people. Every fight is a test, not just of his skill, but of his commitment to enlightenment. And then there's Edmund Honda, an honorable sumo wrestler with the charm of your favorite uncle and the ambition of a guy who thinks sumo should headline the Olympics. When he's not smashing opponents or bragging about sumo's greatness, he's running his bathhouse empire. That's right, sumo champ and businessman. And hey, that's where I go to unwind. Perks of knowing the owner? I get a discount. Now, let's talk about Cammy. Former brainwashed assassin for Shadaloo, now MI6 agent. Think Jason Bourne, but with a British accent and way better legs. The studio's shortlisting 3 ladies for the role. And honestly, it's quite the lineup. First up, Sydney Sweeney. Let's be real. She'd fill out Cammy's iconic costume like it was designed with her in mind. Fan service? Definitely. Then there's Margot Barbie Robbie. Fierce, insanely talented, and Australian. But hey, she looks like she owns that suit, so who's complaining? And finally, Scarlett Johansson. Fan favorite. Do I even need to say more? It's Scarlett freaking Johansson. So, what do you think? Who's got the chops and the legs for this role? Let me know in the comments. Now, Shadaloo announces a world tournament. Think WrestleMania, but with less spandex. Or actually more. Fighters from around the world sign up. Ryu. Ken. DJ, a Jamaican kickboxer who fights like he's at a dance party. Thunderhawk, a towering warrior from Mexico, fighting for his ancestral homeland, which was taken over by Shadaloo. Zangief, the Russian bear wrestler. Blanca, a feral yet kind-hearted defender of nature, hailing from the Brazilian jungle. Fei Long, a martial artist turned action star. And me, of course. The World Tournament is the ultimate battleground where fighters clash for glory, revenge, and rewards. Let's not forget the bonus stages. There's this really dumb one where fighters take turns destroying a car. Why? Who knows? Probably product placement. Here's the twist. Bison doesn't really care about the tournament. It's just a flashy cover for recruiting talent. Enter Shadaloo's creepy monitor cyborgs, quietly scouting the fighters. And when Bison spots Fei Long, he's hooked. Of course, he'd want the guy who fights like Bruce Lee, and looks like Bruce Lee. The climax? Bison pits a brainwashed Fei Long against Ryu. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Everyone just spams their signature moves like it's a video game cheat code. In the end, Bison gets wrecked. Shadaloo crumbles. The US military swoops in to claim victory, and everyone walks away with their moment of glory. In the post-credit scene, Ryu and Ken are back to punching waterfalls. Meanwhile, Cammy and I are at the beach on a rare day off, gearing up for a game of beach volleyball. That's when this ridiculously hot woman strolls up. Because clearly we don't have enough eye candy already. She looks me dead in the eye and says, "Get ready. Your next mission starts soon. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can make a ton of sequels and spin-offs where I get to keep kicking butt. Otherwise, I'll be stuck doing Mulan 2 or, worse, that Transformers G.I. Joe crossover. You can watch that over here. Meanwhile, enjoy some bloopers. Even I mess up. Sometimes."